Don't blink if you're buying. Welcome to our show. Because I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 5th September 2025. Today we're talking about a very funny situation. This is a very personal video, meaning not emotional, not oh my god, this is the behind the scene. This is just something that's funny, and you have to know the channel, but it's funny. So let's get right into it. If you guys know me, I do sometimes, very rarely, but we do some DSP content. So recapping what's going on, reviewing what's going on, trying to talk about certain arcs, making fun of the guy, but also when he does something good, doing something good. 2 weeks ago, I did a video called Into the Snortex, where I was saying that he did a beer review. The morality behind the beer review was terrible, because DSP is an ex-alcoholic, and an ex-alcoholic reviewing alcohol is not good, right? We can agree on that? Good. We can agree on that? Awesome. Here lies the problem. He did a good job, so I have to say it's a good job. Morality speaking, I don't think it's proper. I don't think it's a good idea for an ex-alcoholic to be drinking alcohol. However, it's his body and it's his choice, right? So I did a video on there, and somebody came in the comments and were saying, how can you not condone that? I was like, what do you mean? And the people are like, yeah, he's an ex-alcoholic. I'm like, yeah, but that's ultimately his choice. Oh shit! Now we fucked it up. We fucked up the tripod. But on the surface they were right? On the surface they were right, but me complaining about it and the person, I think it's a him. I don't know if it's a him or a she. We're gonna say him for the purpose of the argument. I'm gonna go into an argument back and forth, right? And then the guy was really mad, and he says, "Oh, you're talking about a lot about lolcow," which is not true, but true. Is my content only about lolcow? No. However, we did mention King Cobra GFS last 2 weeks ago when he died. Rest in peace, Jeffrey Josh Saunders. Josh Saunders. I don't know why I keep saying Jeffrey. We talk about boogies. We talk about DSP. We talk about Chris John. I like to say Chris John because in my book, this is such a long story. A short side note. Chris John to me is funny because I watched this before I was watching the lolcow. I didn't know it was a lolcow, and I was watching this by boredom. There was a documentary of 26 hours for free on YouTube, so of course I watched that. And I was at work and I was bored and I was watching that. So because I watch it so often, and to me Chris Chan isn't as interesting as somebody like DSP or even King Cobra, that make it more interesting. So I pretend like he's an anime. I call him Chris Chan. Right, which is funny. So the guy was talking about how talking about lolcow, but he says, "Oh well," and the guy got really into it. And I was like, "How much hatred is in you, bro?" And it was really weird because the person was mad, but at the same time, I don't know the person. I'm gonna repeat myself. I do not know the person. They might be an ex-alcoholic themselves. They might be dealing with addiction right now. And what I do possibly goes against the hardship that they're facing right now. So maybe that's why they're so mad. The guy started calling me a lolcow. And I was like... of course I didn't answer that because at this point, the guy and I were talking back and forth. There's like a video. My video has like 30 comments. And it's me and him commenting back and forth. So... you call me a lolcow, and it's a fun thing because I do like watching lolcow content because it's content creators that are kind of messy. Bonjour, my neighbor. So it's kind of messy, right? And to me it's fun. She didn't answer. Oh wow. To me it's fun because we have all of those content creators, and it's kind of like a mess because. It's supposed to be funny, but they don't understand it's funny. So this is the funny part. The lolcow content isn't funny because they're funny. It's because they're not aware of situations. So in that case, I'm not aware of my situation because the guy's like, "Oh, you may be making content for 4 years, and you're barely successful." he said the word barely, so I was like, wow, thank you so much. I don't consider myself successful at all, but still, barely beats nothing. And think about it. And then for the first time, I tell myself, because of course I'm not in denial. I'm kind of aware, and I would ask myself the question: am I a lolcow? Right? Could have been. Could have bear bit. What do you say? What do you say? Because I was talking to Ellie yesterday, and Ellie has this really thick British accent. How to say? The proper geezer, a proper lolcow. And to me, it was funny because I never consider myself a lolcow, but maybe some people will. And then the lolcow, the only reason some people are called lolcow and others don't is because people agree that the fact that they're lolcow. And I was like, okay, well, first of all, there's one of them that I really respect, which was King Cobra, was considered a lolcow. See, King Cobra was a lolcow for two reasons: his autism and his alcoholism, which ultimately led him to early grave, right? But apart from that, King Cobra was a good dude. He was a really good dude. He was a really good dude, a champion of men, you know? And you can hate on the guy, but you have to admit, there you go, we just passed the 20. I hope we pass every single 20 that I have. And again, we got 1.29k. Yes, we're making a lot more coins. Good. You have to agree that he was kind of cool. Josh, why am I calling him Jeff? I don't know why. Josh was kind of cool. But then at the same time, lolcow was used in this sense as an insult, right? And in my book, it wasn't an insult because it wasn't an insult because I'm like, people's opinions shouldn't bother you. I'm talking about lolcow. Let's talk about lolcow, right? Let's talk about Boogie. Let's talk about Wing of Redemption, which is the LCU lolcow universe. Let's talk about DSP. Let's talk about Cobra. Even if he's dead, rest in peace, my friend. But let's talk about him. Let's talk about I'm not talking about Christian because Christian isn't aware. Him is not aware enough. But all of these people, right, that are lolcow, they've been doing this for decades. Who is the youngest lolcow? I don't even know, bro. Some people will say Shoenice is lolcow. Shoenice is a legacy of YouTube, you know? And if those people are allowing people to shit on a legacy that they did for decades, and decade legacy, you're a lolcow. You're the monochrome of it defended this insult, right? For example, people saying the N-word as a term of endearment or as a term of being completely racist. Term of endearment, friends, for example, with my friends, I like to bully people. I like to not to really bully, but for example, I have a friend. For example, I was talking to Ellie yesterday, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know what to do because my channel isn't growing." And I was like, "Dude, you're asking the wrong person." But I told her, you better work harder because by consistency you'll get it, and you're my only hope at eating caviar. So chop chop, get to work. And then she laughed, right? So using term lolcow as a term of endearment, if it's teasing, it's just like brother love. There's no problem, right? And it's but when it's used negatively, do you allow it to affect you, right? Are you gonna let people shit on you? I think if you allow it to people to shit on you because of the term, then you're a bigger loser than they are, right? Then you're a bigger loser than they are, and ultimately speaking, these are the two, right? Either you agree that you're a lolcow, which is proof that it's a proof that you're allowing people to shit on you, which means that you don't really care about the legacy, because if you're not willing to protect the legacy, then you don't care about the legacy. One of the lolcow biggest, in my opinion, drawback was Boogie giving away his YouTube plaque. I'm like, dude, this means something to you. What are you doing with your life, bro? And to me, that was disgusting, because he worked really hard for that. This changed his life, and it's like he didn't care about it, right? That really broke my heart. I'm sensitive, but that broke my heart. And I was like, dude, shame on you. Shame on you, dude. And it was kind of problematic because you're allowing people to step on your legacy, which you shouldn't. So there you go. If you agree that you're a lolcow because people say you're a lolcow, this is something you deserve. Now, if you don't agree that you're a local, then the term itself don't bother you. So in both cases, it's only a name. It's only like an insult. So I want to come on here and say that I don't know what I was trying to say though, but yeah, it was a pretty cool debate. The plan is not to have debates with people, but if people are coming on the videos, and at the same time, I'm a small content creator, so I can still answer comments, right? There's gonna be a time where there's gonna be so much comment that I won't be able to answer it, and stuff. One of those comments will be hate for sure. But for now, I can. So let's defend ourselves. Let's defend our legacy. We've been doing this for the past 4 years. Let's defend it. So, without further ado, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.